Hi, I'm John Arnold and welcome to another Christ Yoga in You video. In today's video, we're going to break down a forward fold and I want to teach you some simple tips to get the most out of this pose and also some principles to carry over into other fold type poses. We're going to be looking principally at a standing fold, but much of what I have to say about this standing fold will translate it into seated folds. We'll get to that in just a moment. So first off, the benefits of a forward fold are fantastic. When we fold forward and we do inversions in general, they typically calm the nervous system. So a forward fold is a great way if you're feeling stressed out to just kind of let go of that and go into a place of release, a place of what we also call rest and digest. It can move you toward being in a parasympathetic state where your body is kind of giving a great big sigh of relief, okay? So forward folds, that said, also some people find it relieves headache, and it also relieves some upper neck tension by just allowing those things to hang down. Forward folds can relieve sinusitis sometimes. Inverting, standing back up can open up sinuses. It's almost like a Swiss Army knife pose. It has so many wonderful benefits. Let's go ahead and look at a forward fold and break down a few things that are commonly mistakes that people make. So first off, when you do a forward fold, you can bring the feet either together. And when I bring my feet together, I actually bring the big toes together and leave the heels slightly apart so that the feet are like a number 11 or railroad tracks. You can bring them together or you can space them out slightly, particularly if you are overweight. When I was much heavier than I am now, widening my feet out like this made this a much more comfortable pose. Whichever one you decide to do, the key here is that when you fold forward, it is a forward fold, not a forward roll. Many people will oftentimes roll the shoulders forward and down and do this, and they're only concerned about bringing their fingers or hands toward the mat. What we want to do instead is you want to hinge from the hip as if your pelvis was almost like a bowl and tilting it forward to pour something out. You might even want to put your fingers on your hip bones, try this, and reach up nice and tall through the crown of the head. Keep length in the spine from the tailbone through the crown. Notice how I'm hinging forward, not rolling forward. And to the place where you've kind of reached your limit. If you want to relax the head, that's fine. You don't want to tuck it in or crane it back. So keeping the spine nice and long. What you can do here is bend the legs, if you would like, so that the torso is kind of zipped to the thighs. And you can just rest here. Now, if you're trying to relieve a headache or some sinus issues, sometimes when I have a mild cold and I want a little bit of relief, I will take a forward fold and rest my head on a block or a chair or the edge of my bed. So it then becomes a very restorative pose. You can just hang right here and breathe. And if you want to draw the hips up toward the ceiling, that's awesome. You do not have to straighten the legs though. And then when we come up, you're just going to inhale. Again, you're going to hinge from the hips and come up. I would encourage you to take a few moments after this video, or maybe right now, pause it, and feel the difference between rolling forward like this versus hinging forward at the hips. All of the back of the legs and the lower back get engaged much more strongly when you hinge, and this helps also relieve lower back pain for a lot of people by stretching. A lot of lower back pain can be related to tight hamstrings, tight lower back muscles, weak glutes, and forward folds are great for strengthening and releasing and relieving all of that. Now, very quickly, I just want to mention this. I said that that the principles of this are applicable to other poses like seated poses. So, for example, and I'll kind of turn way here to the side, if you're just doing a seated version of that, a forward fold here, again, what you want to do is rather than roll forward like this, leading with head, lead chest and keep the spine long, and just walk the hands out to whatever is comfortable for you and lengthen through the crown. And then if you're doing this to be restful or restorative, if you want to let the body kind of hang over, but I would not again draw it forward. I wouldn't do that though until you've found that range of motion with the spine nice and long. That's true if you're in a forward fold like that, or if you are doing a bound angle or cobbler pose, butterfly pose. Stretch up nice and tall through the crown, hinge again at the hips, then allow yourself to soften over. Or last but not least, same thing, if you're doing like a nose to knee, square the body with the leg and as much as you're able that is extended, hinge at the hip, drawing forward with the chest like you're bringing the torso down. You're trying to fold those together, then allow yourself to soften once you found that range of motion. So there you have it. I hope that you'll play around with what I've shown you and feel the difference between rolling into that versus truly hinging or folding into any of your folds. If you have questions, feel free, please, to put them in the comments, or if you have a pose that you would like me to break down, that would be awesome. I'd be more than happy to do so. Just drop something in the comments, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all those good things, because I would love to see you in another Christ Yoga and You video. Until then, strive to live a fit, a faithful, and an epic life honoring the Lord. Hey, I just wanted to take a moment and thank you for practicing with me today. I always love connecting with more Christian yogis. There's actually probably a lot more out there than you realize. If you want to connect with us in a more personal way, go over to a Facebook group, Christ Yoga and You. Just search for it. I'll let you in there. It would be awesome to meet you. If you want to get more support in doing yoga daily, I put together a guide that breaks down like just 7 steps to keeping up a consistent practice. I've got over 1,600 days, so I can tell you from experience that it works. Again, thanks so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. Until then, I would encourage you to live a fit, a faithful, a really epic life for the Lord, my fellow Kingdom Yogi. I'll see you again soon. Blessings.